Welcome to a midweek edition to News Across the Galaxy. I'm your host, Bryant, and right next to me is Edgar. How you doing, Edgar?
I'm all right, man. I was actually trying to find my way home the other day, and I took a wrong turn, and I ended up in space. As you can see, I'm in Mars right now,
Hey, I've
and
been to space before.
I know, and I was inspired. I was wearing my bucket hat, and I even ran into a Pokemon back here. I don't know what it's called.
Ooh,
See
was it
him?
Slowpoke? Because I needed to catch that bastard.
This guy's frozen though. He's not moving at all. Look, I think his batteries ran out.
That looks like a. Do you remember that show or that movie with It was an old movie before like ET. It was like Alpha 9 or R9. It was a movie. It was like in the 80s, and it looked like that
Oh,
robot. Anyway,
oh,
that show
you're
was hilarious.
talking about Short Circuit.
Short Circuit.
Johnny Five, Johnny
Johnny
Five.
Five.
It
He
looks
was the
like Johnny
guy.
Five.
He was the guy. So let's get into this LA Galaxy talk. Um, Despite the losing efforts of the LA Galaxy this last weekend against LAFC, I believe there was some media talk that we didn't get to talk about. This happened after that game, and Edgar, if you would like to take it away from here.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that came out after the match was Chicharito's comments about the game,
Okay.
which is something that we didn't have access to when we spoke about the game on Sunday, and it's very interesting because earlier in his discussion he mentioned something about, oh, we played well against one of the best teams in the league. And then one of the reporters pressed him on that and asked him, "Oh, did you mention that LAFC is one of the best teams in the league?" And then Chicharito's response was very interesting because uh, he sounded like really triggered. He said, "Quote, I said if you consider them like
Hmm.
one of the best teams in the league,
Yeah.
I didn't say they were one of the best. Just to clear the context, because you see, that's why I didn't say that. In your opinion, yeah, but it's in that end. It's 34 games. We've had the same narrative in my last 2 years, and we qualified to the playoffs. We were fourth seed, and they were even more scared than they were to go fight against after us. I mean, after fight against us after we defeated Nashville.
Hmm.
They preferred Nashville to us. So, man, they're doing a very good job. They're doing great things. But us, it's the result of doing a job over here, and we depend on that. Unfortunately, we haven't delivered. But the bright side is that this is just the beginning. So I guess Chicharito didn't want to admit it, but losing to LAFC must have really stung, man. I mean, we all know how we feel, but I mean, I'll tell you how I feel about this his response. But what do you think, Brian?
It sounded to me that it's just frustration within the team not having any W's in these last six games. Yeah, we picked up points, but not a concrete W where you could say, oh, look, we've played well, and the score showed that we played well, right? Because there's been talks with Vanny too, who's mentioned before that they played well, but it just doesn't go, in their favor. So I'm pretty sure it's just the frustration of that. Maybe it's from other stuff too. Maybe the stuff that, Vanny likes to call noise is also affecting the players in this way. And therefore that response, it may have sounded a little, how would you say it, like a little brute, but it just seems like it's frustration more than anything. They're winless in six, so that's what I took out of it.
Yeah, I mean, in the past, Chicharito's the kind of guy that Galaxy loses a tough match, and he's the type of person that'll be like, you know what, I want to, I'm sorry, that we couldn't win this game, but we're gonna keep working hard, and we're gonna push to the next match. But like you said, when frustration sets in, it changes your whole narrative. It changes, the way you see things, and sure that everybody in that locker room is feeling, that kind of pressure.
Yeah.
Except unless your name is Douglas Costa, you're not feeling any pressure at all.
You don't feel
you know,
nothing, bro.
no pressure at all. Especially after, and moving on, we found out that everyone's favorite Galaxy player, Douglas Costa,
Hmm.
along with Cáceres, are eligible to return versus Austin. As we remember very well, both of them, were ejected from the match, previous LAFC match. There was some discussion about whether or not Costa would get an additional match ban because the circumstances, the straight red and launching that poor dude to the ground.
Hmm.
But no, MLS way easy on him.
So that's what I
Pretty
was
much.
about to ask because, to my knowledge, if it's a direct red, you have an automatic 2 game suspension. Or am I incorrect in assuming that?
Um, you know, I don't know.
Well, now
I'm,
with
I'm
with
confused now.
with him being available, it seems they probably switched the rules. Also,
It's
well, the Caceres one, I mean, he already, from what I know from years of playing, or maybe I'm the one that doesn't know shit. When you get a yellow and then you get another yellow, you're only suspended for 1 game.
yeah,
And then if you get a direct red, you're suspended for 2 or 3, depending on how bad
yeah.
the red was.
I guess I guess the league was like, we don't care.
Yeah. How? All right. Well, I guess we
It,
have him back.
it's either that or like they found out Costa had plans to go to week 2 of Coachella, and they were like, the league was like, hell no, get back in there.
Get back. Yeah, but he's gonna whatever. Damn
He's
it,
supposed to
Costa.
meet up with Eddie, right?
Yeah, I think Eddie's the one that hit him up. Hey, I'm regretting to tell you, but you got to play this Sunday or Saturday. Anyway, so they are available.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jonathan Bond still out. We've been monitoring his injury. Another one that's surprising is Mavinga. He will be out. The injury that he suffered, I guess, is still lingering, so he's not going to be available at center back. But like we said, Martin Cáceres will be back with the Galaxy. And now that I mentioned, I'm going to tell you about what happened to Caligari because it's really weird.
Yeah, you were telling me before thinking before you move on though, the addition of Cáceres back into the defensive front is a that's a big that's a big yes for us. Mavinga didn't play bad by any stretch of the imagination against
No,
LAFC, but you still needed that Cáceres who could have probably yelled at Edwards not to throw that inbounds back or whatever it could have been, right?
yeah.
Or maybe Cáceres could have handled that better. Um, it is a plus to have him back though. I know Jalen Neal's been holding it down, but it's better when you have two that are pretty solid back there.
Imagine that 7 weeks into the season, and you look in the back, and the most consistent defender that we've had so far is 19 years old.
Yeah, hey, it's lovely to see though. Very lovely to see.
Yeah, bodes well for the team as far as the defense is concerned, which that was the biggest concern for the last few seasons.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, like I was talking to you about earlier, Vanny mentioned that Lucas Caligari suffered a freak accident, like really crazy. Apparently, Caligari was throwing away his garbage, and a broken bottle clipped his lower leg,
Ooh.
struck a vein, and it just like spewed blood everywhere, like anime style, man. Uh,
Oh,
Caligari ended up going to the ER. They cleaned it up, and apparently he's okay. Vanny says, he's been training, he can play. So there you go, man. That
ooh.
Wolverine healing factor.
And the thing, it would only happen to a galaxy that is where we're at in this time and this moment. Of course, it would happen to the other galaxy where a freak accident could have possibly taken out our newest right back that we desperately need because we have no other else.
Nope.
We're gonna put back there. What do we put Efra as right back? Give him the old Jossie
Hell
Sardis
yeah. Just put him back there and watch him be a revelation.
Jossie Sardis treatment. Hey, speaking of Jossie Sardis,
Oh man.
it,
Yeah, we'll we'll
before
we'll, we'll talk about Sardes. It's his homecoming.
before we get into the match that we're gonna play against Austin FC, you had some more things for us, Edgar?
Yeah. Vanny, everybody's wondering, like, how many more days do we have left for the transfer window?
Ooh, let me check. We 4 more days, sir,
Four
to the
more days.
transfer window.
And Vanny says that he feels very confident that they can get somebody over the line, like at the last minute.
Yeah,
He says that right now talks are in progress, and the biggest concern is the Galaxy wants somebody for the wide areas. Obviously, Galaxy really needs a winger to complement everything that Tyler Boyd has been doing.
yeah.
They want somebody who's a runner, somebody that can also get into the box. So Whereas a year ago we were like, we want a cam, we want a cam. Now we're like, we want a winger, we want a winger. And
I
that's where
mean,
like,
let's we still need a cam, uh, an actual player that could provide those balls from the final third of the pitch. We know Ricky Puig is amazing, but he's not that type of player.
yeah,
But yeah, we need another cam. Anyway, but yes, continue. Wingers.
no, yeah, no, that's just the biggest concern that we have right now, as far as finally putting together a team that's gonna be, I guess, complete. Because no summer transfer window doesn't mean we can't get anybody, at a trade from the league. But the question is, who's going to want to help the LA Galaxy during the summer, right? Um, who knows? Well, we'll wait and see. But as of right now, LA Galaxy haven't won a game in 6 months. I looked
Yeah,
it up, and how did I look it up? Why did I look it up?
you had
I
to look it
happened
up.
to I just happened to be hanging out in the Charlotte podcast. I really like those guys. They do a good job, and they were complaining about how, like, oh, we haven't won a game in 4 weeks.
Hmm.
And I just typed in there, like, we haven't won a game in 6 months, and like
Beat
and
that.
then they had a good laugh about that, and they're like, damn. So yeah, we're all aware of what's going on, off the field, but also on the field, things have been very rough. Um,
To say the least.
yeah, and I did some digging around with Austin FC, and I listened to a couple reports from their podcast, and they all seem pretty upset with the way the team is going. Nowhere near what they were a year ago.
Yeah.
As of right now, 2 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses. They have 6 goals for, 10 against. Only 1 goal in their last 4 matches, and the last time they actually scored was against Colorado 3 weeks ago. And then your favorite, Kevin Cabral. Yes,
Kevin Cabral, baby, let's go.
that
The
Kevin
man of the hour.
Cabral scored in the 85th minute to steal 2 points away from Austin. So
Oof.
they're coming in hobbling and in a lot of pain. Some of their podcasters think that Galaxy is actually going to beat them. So there you go. The grass is
Um,
always greener on your side.
well, this is, do you find it shocking that Austin FC has not been this good this season? Because they still have their best player in Juicy, Sebastian Juicy, who last season actually ended up winning MVP of the MLS season. Um, what do you think's been going on with that? I'm not sure if it's lack of offense or were they just fool's gold last season?
I think that they were just fool's gold, to be honest.
Mm.
I know a lot of people were saying that last year. There were
Hmm.
people were saying it last year. They're like, these guys aren't that good. They're not that good. And Galaxy took care of them, both times that we played them. Um, and this season, it seems to be that whatever magic Drusy had is gone, because he's been struggling to score. The team in general has been struggling to score. We just talked about Colorado. Jossie Sardis, our Jossie Sardis, he transferred over to Austin during the off season, and he's been known for being a goal scorer. He hasn't done anything at all with Austin. I was looking at some of the fan reactions to him, and they're disillusioned with him. They even call him a tronco. But but just for shits and giggles, they expect him to score his first goal this weekend. So, and they were like, and he's gonna celebrate. Damn. Right, you there? Sound muted.
There we go. So whenever we have a returning player, um, it always seems that they like to score on us. So I wouldn't put it past Chelsea Sardis scoring on us. Now, the Juicy thing is very interesting. In these 7 games, he's only had 1 goal.
Yeah. And it's not for lack of trying, because he leads the team in 22 shots, man.
Yeah,
So he's trying. It's just pólvora
it's just
mojada, you know.
Yeah, it is what it is. Well, we have a team that's not in the greatest form. And of course, our team is in the greatest form possible under this current front office. How do you think we're gonna go? How do you think we're gonna fare against these guys? What do you think the lineup's gonna be?
Well, before we go ahead and talk about that, I just wanted to also mention somebody that a lot of Austin fans had a lot of stake in, and that's Diego Fagundes.
Yes.
Uh, Diego Fagundes, you know, he's a pretty decent player. Last year he had 6 goals, 14 assists for them, so big numbers. This year, um, just 1 assist in 5 matches that he started, just 1 assist. So and no goals. So one of the jokes going around in the Austin circles is who's going to score his goal? Who's going to score first this year? Sardis or Fagundes? And like I said, that's when they all say, "Oh, it's Sardis' turn. He's going to go off against Galaxy." But as far as like what I expect, starting 11, obviously Klinsmann, he's doing fine. There isn't much of a big difference that we're noticing between him and Bond. I really hope and I expect Julian Aude to make his MLS debut as a starter on the left. Neo and Cáceres back in center back, and Caligari hopefully completely healed from that gashing wound that he had on the right.
Hmm.
In the mid, obviously Delgado, Brugman, and Push, and up top, that boy nice,
Yep.
uh, Chicharito way up top, and don't make me say it, Brian.
Nah, don't. I'm gonna
Don't
stop you
make me
right there.
say it.
Don't say it. I would rather go with Memo Rodriguez to start off the game. Or if you're gonna put Julian Alde in your starting 11, you try Raheem on that wing.
But you know what's gonna happen though, right?
I don't want to see Costa in that pitch wearing that
Sorry,
uniform at all.
I bet you Banny's gonna put him in there, man.
Why,
And
dude? You don't think that should or disrupt team chemistry in any way?
well, but actually Banny addressed that in a press conference, and he said that he's available for to play, and if he can play, he can play. So don't be shocked if Banny just doesn't care and he just puts him in there.
He's
And
like,
then
I bet.
then Twitter can melt down completely.
I think that's exactly what's gonna happen. Ugh.
And then he gets red carded like in the 5th minute for like kicking someone.
Classic Costa.
And
Well,
then like an hour later, he's in Coachella.
yep, it's just how you drew it up. See,
Yeah,
Eddie was against us the whole time. Well, with this, I think I had the same lineup as you. Except for Costa, I do not want to see him. I don't think he starts either. I think Mebel gets the nod again, even though he hasn't been productive in any way. Um, but here's the thing: seeing that the Galaxy just came off a game that they played really well against the best team in the league right now, the team with they're undefeated. The Galaxy came off playing a good game, they lost. Austin's gonna come in bad form as well. I think the Galaxy could escape with some 3 points here.
yeah.
Uh, I'm gonna go ahead and say that we'll probably win 2-1. I think they have one in them, and it's gonna be Jesse Sardis scoring it.
And then he celebrates by doing
Yeah.
the Robbie Keane celebration.
Oh, that'd be beautiful. So I think they're gonna
Well,
win with that. Our scores, I think Chicha's gonna finally get it going. Hopefully we see something more from Ricky Puig. I know he had a whatever game against LAFC in the first half, and he picked it up again in the second half. So maybe we can see more from Ricky Puig in this game.
yeah. In the last 4 matches that these two teams have played, Galaxy has won 3, Austin won. The last time they played each other was last May, and Galaxy dismantled them 4-1. That was before Galaxy beat them in Austin 1-0. So Galaxy has a good chance of keeping that going. And if they do, man, that's a pretty big win for us because we obviously need it. But it's also against a team that's supposed to be good, but as we're looking at, they're like fool's gold. But
Hmm.
at this point, you got to get your wins wherever you can get them. Yeah, you put up a good fight against LAFC. Now show that, like I said last week. Um, let's see that same kind of intensity against Austin. That's what I want to see. It just these guys aren't as tráfico. I mean, it's Texas. Screw Texas. Sorry, Finn.
Sorry, Finn.
Screw Texas. Take down, the broccoli, take down, there were these guys, they were trying to destroy the Columbus Crew, the owner,
Yeah.
Anthony Precourt. Screw him. Sorry, who was the other owner what's his name? Mr. All right.
Oh,
uh,
Matthew
yeah,
McConaughey.
sorry, Matthew. But Anthony Precourt's a scumbag. So if you guys want to, hate on Austin, there you go.
Yep, there it is.
uh, but what I expect Galaxy to actually be a nice commanding win. I say 3-1. Chicha gets on the scoreboard. I'll say there's a sub in the second half, and Jovic gets in there. He's get to go. It'll give him a boost of confidence. And then the third goal will be Puig, firing one of his, a long shot from outside the box. Because we've been noticing he's been trying to get one of those. He hit the crossbar in this last week.
Yeah.
Man, that was a nice shot. But you come knocking, eventually you're gonna get through, and I think this is gonna be it. And if they lose,
Here we go.
damn.
It continues to help the boycott. So I'll
Ooh.
tell you that much.
So
Anyway, so we both have the team winning. This is how DraftKings has the LA Galaxy versus Austin FC. The LA Galaxy are at negative 120. The draw is at plus 280. And Austin FC is at plus 280. I have no idea what that means.
I think it means that if they have us as a favorite, I think.
I think
I'm not a
so.
betting man, so I don't know.
Me neither. Damn, see, this is where Eddie needs to be here because I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing with the betting odds. But there they are, just in case you wanted to bet on the game.
Yeah,
So yeah, the LA Galaxy takes on the Austin FC Broccolis. Is it what day is it?
it's on Saturday.
Saturday night, correct?
Yes, sir.
Hold on, let me double check because I should have had that shit up already.
Actually, my bad. Sunday, April 23rd, kickoff at 3:30 p.m. There you
But
go.
wait a minute. It says
All feelings,
Saturday.
no facts.
It said Saturday, April 22nd,
Damn it,
7:30 p.m.
internet, you have let me down again.
So
Never trust
7:30,
the internet. Damn it.
7:30 Saturday, your LA Galaxy takes on Austin FC. I'm
Well,
Bryant.
I am on Mars, so it'll be on Sunday on Mars.
Oh, there it is. See, you had it right. Well, I'm Brian. You can find me as J Bryant underscore Nags on all social medias, Instagram and Twitter. Edgar.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as Edgar Nags. Never to be confused with Eddie, who's not here today. Yeah.
Have fun at Coachella, bro. Anyway, from Edgar and Bryant, we're out of here. Keep on nagging. Damn, dude, this is a crazy ass fucking